watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? We paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. Turn on tuning, hear all I say, but watch real closely, enjoy your stay. You'll see me painting from up above, and if you like it, give it mad love. Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? We paint miniatures. 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 We paint miniatures.
Hello, it's Shoshie. I am going to be streaming today, and I'm going to be building a model that's called Grandma Malka from Wicked Foundation Games, and I will show you here some of the things that you'll be needing. Let's see. All right, so this is the sprue that comes with the model, and as you can see, sometimes pieces will break off before you get a chance to build this model, and I've actually used some blue stick tack to put these back because this is a very complex model, and I want to make sure that I'm putting it together in the order that the directions tell me to, so that way I don't lose pieces and I put it together just right. It's like I said, it's very complex. So first of all, you're going to need 3 pages of your directions. This is an actual diagram with all of your part numbers and the sprue. And you can see it matches up exactly with the sprue. And this is the assembly directions, and it talks about once you build those pieces together, this is the sub-assembly. So this is very complex. So you're going to build each part with its smaller parts. And then you're going to use this page to show when to use those sub-assemblies. So you're going to need all 3 pages. And thankfully this one is color coded, so it really helps. I'm going to show you what the finished model looks like, because I think if I would have had one of those, it would have super helped. So here she is. She's not very big. Oops, I don't have it. There we go. Now it's in focus. She's got all these guys all around her. A little treasure chest down here. There we go. All right. So that is our Grandma Malka. We can use that as a model to check when we're doing. So here's a list of things you're going to need before you even start. You're going to need an X-Acto blade of some kind. And I like the number 7 because I feel like it's easier for me to use. You want a new blade. You're going to need some kind of small files. These are diamond files. Or you can also, this is called a flexi file. I love this file. And that's very handy. I don't even know if I'm going to use that yet. And then this is a slightly bigger file. But the diamond files are really nice because there's so many small pieces. This is a pair of tweezers, and it does have a sharp point, not the blunt kind. You're going to need a good pair of clippers. These are Citadel clippers. They're like the Cadillac of clippers, but any clippers will do. And this is a scraper, which I don't know if I'm going to need yet or not, but this is for scraping mold lines once you cut something off of the model. Then I'm also going to be using liquid cement. This is by Model Master for plastic models. And I also have some super glue because you might need that as well. I've got a few of these little condiment cups, and anytime you get some takeout, you can go ahead and save these. They are great for like putting washes in, paint. We're going to actually be using them to hold our sub-assemblies. And then I've got some double-sided tape just in case I need to stick something so that I don't, because like I said, these parts are small. I don't want to lose anything. And then the last thing I'm going to use, because I am a complete klutz, is some kind of tray. And you can see it's just got a little lip on it. And I can put this on my mat and build over it so that I'm catching any parts that might fall down, because I will lose them in my rug. All right, I'm going to pause here. Cut. All right, you can edit this part out. Okay, start. All right, step number 1 says there's 9 pieces with a black box outer line on the second page, which need to be assembled at the latest. What that means is you're going to need to sub-assemble these pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not sure. Yeah. Black box outline. Hold on. Yeah. I don't think that's what that means. So cut that out. Ah. Okay, hold on. Cut. All right, so there's 9 pieces with a black box outline on the second page, which needs to be assembled. And then we'll be assembling part B first, and then gluing that to part A. So part B is this little treasure chest, and then A is the base. So let's start with that. We're going to get out all of the pieces that have part B, because obviously the base is just the base. So let's clip off the base first. And then we're going to clip off all the pieces of part B. So I like to cross these off as I go. So B42, B53, B60, 61, 62, 63, and 80. Yeah, that's... So let's get these pieces first. B42. Actually, we can do this in any order. So here's B60 because I already had that on the sprue. So I can take that sticky tack off right away. Then B80 and B63. So I'm going to cross these off as I'm putting them in my tray. So we've got B80 and B63, and then we just now got B60. See how I'm crossing those off? And then we need B42. Oh, there's B80. I forgot to take that one off. B62, 61, and 53 are over here. There's 53, 62, and 61. And then all we need you can just bend these off if it's not too hard for you. Oh, and there's B42 is right over here on this part. So that is all of B. I'm going to set my sprue over here because I don't want anything to, and I'm going to be cleaning off all of the little, now there is little, it's not, this is not a sprue scar. I call them scars. I'm just going to barely, because there's a little rectangle. You want to leave that on because that's actually what glues to these little parts here. But this is a sprue scar, so you want to cut that off. All of the little sprue scars we're going to cut off, trim. Like a good pair of nippers, you might not even need to do all this little work. And also, I have a lot of hand control. Hopefully I will not cut myself during this. I will probably glue myself to something, but hopefully I won't cut myself. But you should always cut away from yourself. Don't do what I do. Do as I say. Do as I do, not as I do as I say, not as I do. There we go. All right, I've got everything. So there's no order. We're just going to start fitting these together. Looks like these two go together. These are the sides. I'm always going to dry fit everything first. Yep, that goes there. So then I'm going to take some of my model glue and we're going to use the ... not a lot rhyme that I teach my school kids whenever I substitute teach. And you're just going to do small amounts of glue. And then fit that together. Give that a little squeeze. Then we need to put on, does this go on first? No. This goes on. So then we're going to put these smaller sides on, and you can see they have, here we need to adjust the camera real quick. Bear with me. Cut. Zoom. There. Okay, so now you can see the little rectangles. And if you look on the side here, there's another little rectangle as well. So those are going to go. Make sure that you're making a little indentation on that. Okay, so on this side, like I said before, you're going to dry fit everything. Make sure it fits first. Just going to put a little dot on each of those rectangles and a little bit in the middle. There we go. Give that a little squeeze. Okay, so that part is completely built now. This is the lid of the box, and we put these little half circles on that. One on each side. Whoa! See, this is why it's so good to have a tray. When you drop something, you catch it and you can find it right away. Good, good. All right, same on this side. And just give that a little squeeze as well. You can see where the hinges are on this side, and it should match up with the two hinges on this side. And they actually fit in there, and it should be like partially open. This is going to be tricky. Oop, that's a little bit too much. There we go. You might need to sit and hold it for a minute. There we go. After a few minutes, and you can see there's a perfect indentation on the base here. Does it say? I'm going to wait and see if it says. Yep. Assemble part B first, and then glue part B, which this is part B, to part A. That's what the directions say. I'm going to be crossing off every direction as we go. And then turning that around, those little indentations fit perfectly in there, just like so. All right, I'm going to set that down in my tray. I'm going to cross off A and B on my chart, and then I'm also going to come over here and I'm going to cross off the parts that I used on my diagram here as well, because the more you cross off, the easier this gets as you build. This one is over here. I think I got everything. I guess I could also make an X through the part as well. Just to make sure. There was one more. Nope, that's it. And then we're going to come over here. We're going to cross off those two and these as well. I just do this. This is how I do it to be thorough. It really helps me keep track of what I'm doing. I just happen to have ADHD, so this helps me remember what step on if I step away or if I drop something, anything like that. All right, step 3 here. It says assemble part I, which is right here. It's this piece right here. It's like a small I. Assemble part I. Other parts need to be tested on part I before gluing. So that's really important that they put that in there. So now we're going to look for the I pieces. It looks like it's this one and this one. Is there any others? Yes. Okay, so I is the entire thing over here. This is I. I'm going to go ahead and just lightly circle the I pieces. So you can't even see that on the camera. There we go. Those two, so this one and this one, and then these two as well. And I think that might be it. Oh, there's this piece and this piece as well. So I6, I5. Let's look at our diagram over here. There's sub-assembly piece just to make sure. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, I got all 6. So now we're going to clip those off our sprue. Now that I know that where they are, that's much easier for me to clip. So there's 1, 2, remember there's 6, and these 2, 3, 4. And then 5 and 6. Remember, we got to fit all these together before we glue anything. We can set that sprue aside, and while I'm at it, I'm going to cross off 1, 2. So much easier to do as you go. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. All right, let's take a look at our pieces. So we've got a top and a bottom, a front and a back, and then I think these are like the rails. So first we're going to trim off any excess. It's trim and file, depending on, sometimes filing is quicker and less dangerous. Oh, see, that one has a little scar, so we're going to need to trim that off with our X-Acto. Good. I'm just going to set each piece down back in my tray. All right. And you can clean off your scars on each of those pieces. There's a little hand right here that's going to come into play later with one of the other model pieces. See, there's a nice big scar. And you can cut out all of the stuff where I'm cutting out scars if you want to. All right, so these are the first two pieces. We're going to fit those together first. Aha. See, and it only fits one way. So if you don't glue it on the correct way, let me make sure that's right. Yeah, it doesn't really quite go together that way, but it does go together this way. Fits together like that. And then these pieces, let's make sure we got our front and our back. Let's look at so this is the front. It's got more little folds on the end. This is where the head is, so that is also the front. And you can see how there's a little dip and it perfectly matches up. So that's going to go there. Good. And then the back one goes back here. So this is front and back. And then these are obviously right and left. Okay. So now that we've got that oriented, we can start gluing. In our Model Magic, let's put this piece together first. Just a little bead of glue on the inside edge should be good enough. Oop. Nice thing about this Model Magic is that, oops, I forgot which way this goes. Let's just try it. There we go. Perfect. At least I'm not gluing myself to the model like I would be. All right, again, this one is the front, so this we're going to put glue in here and just under the head. Give it a little squeeze. There we go. The way this some liquid cement glue works is that it actually breaks down the plastic and creates a bond by kind of melting the plastic together. It just dissolves the plastic just enough that you're able to do that. All right. Make sure that's right or correct. Yep. Yep. And you can compare with the model picture. See how that one fits in right where that knee is? That's how you know it's the right one. It doesn't want to go in, no. Oh. You know what? I think I have them opposite. Let's just check. Yep. Yep. Okay. So, don't make my mistake. I was wrong about that completely. Yeah, you'll be able to fit it together by that little dip right there. All right, so that is I. I is completely built. So now we can cross off all of these parts here. And I. Cross it off here and on here. All right, step 4 says assemble part S. So here's S, and that's our Grandma Malka. Oh, this one's tricky. Let's get these parts first. It says to glue these together first. S89, S8, S4, S25, and S20. So let's look on Malka's piece, and I'm going to circle the parts that it's saying to get out first. So there's S89, S8 is over here, S4 right here, S25, and S20 over here. So those are the first parts of Malka that we're going to build. I'm looking, yep, okay. So now we need to look on this sheet to find those parts. And one by one, we're going to take them off. I'm going to go in order. We're going to go with S4 first. Let's see. I think S4 is over. I've already built this once. Here it is, S4, right there. So we're going to cross that off, and then we're going to take that off the sprue. Here she is right there. Okay, and next is S8. I like that. We're crossing these off as we go here. S8 is on the other side over here. Take that one off the sprue. There she is right there. See right there? It's, I think, the little crown. I am going to use some double-sided tape to stick some of these smaller ones too. Actually, I'm going to put a little cup here. There we go. We're going to put them in the cup so that way, even if they're in the tray, we know where they are. That makes a big help for me. All right, S25 is right over here. This one is very tricky. I remember when I built this was, so there's S25. S20 is right across from it, just down here. Okay, I'm going to cross these off on this one as I go so I don't forget. And then S25, there we go. And then all we need is one S89, which is it the big face? I think it is. It's up here at the top. You see? Right, put that one in there. Okay. I've got all my little parts in here. I've got them all crossed off on this sheet. Let's go back to our direction sheet. So we're going to glue those together first. Okay, so there's not any directions per se on gluing these together. So let me make sure that's correct. Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. There's like, let's do this first. We've got the face. This is the face. I need my X-Acto to cut off the little scar that's on there. And then there's this piece. Little scar right there. And another one on the side. Okay. Now, as you can see, there's a little dent right there, and in the inside of her, there's a little outie piece, like a little outie rectangle. Let's put the glue on the outside part. There we go. And we're going to press that in, and it should look like this when we get done. All right. Now, these pieces, I need to cut the scars off that. Good. These pieces each have, let's see, little teeth on the side. And I cannot really tell from my diagram, so I'm going to look on the built model to see. Okay, I think I don't see where that goes. Oh, it's like on the sides there. It's like the sides of the legs. So we're going to flip this, and you can kind of see how well. There we go. Wait, no, it goes on this side maybe. Yeah. Okay, so those are going to go up. So I'm just going to put that one on this side. See how that fits up, and the other one goes on the other side. And those end up being the tops of the thighs for Grandma. I'm just going to let that sit. And then we've got this piece, which I believe I got to cut this little sprue piece off, this little tiny. This goes behind the crown. Yeah, just like that. But I dry fit it first. Always dry fit. Okay. Perfect. Oop. Try to get it so that it's sticking up. Yep. All right, that is part I, and I'm going to put that back in her little cup. I'm going to cross off that first few parts that we just glued together. Oh, sorry, this is part S, not part I. Sorry, S, Grandma Malka. All right, then glue S23, S24 onto the model. Okay, so we're going to get S23 and 24. Those are these two, looks like the two legs. And they are here and here on the sprue. And what I find is always keep your sprue oriented so that you can read it. And then you'll always be able to find the parts real quickly. All right, there's the legs. That's S24. This one is S25. And I'm going to go ahead and set my sprue down. Cut that scar off as much as I can. Same thing goes on this other one. All right, now you can see, remember how we've got those skirts? Oh, I see another little scar. Let's get rid of that. There. So there's a little rectangle right here. And I'm not sure if this fits into anything, but we're going to go ahead and put that. Yep. Oh, you also want to put a little glue on this side here so that the throne fits on there. Okay, there's your first leg. And we're going to dry fit this one. Yep, looks good. Okay, now we can put glue all the way around. I'm avoiding that little opening because I feel like that's going to have something going into it. And I don't want to clog it up with glue just yet. All right, and I'm just going to put a little bit on this edge here. So I avoided that little opening right there because I think that's where she's going to be fitted onto the base. Yeah, see what, there's a little opening. You don't want glue in that just now. Because like I said, it does dissolve the model a little bit. All right. Now, that's our second set of steps. Set that down. We're going to cross off S23 and 24. We already did 25 and 20. Okay. Now, cross this off because we just finished that. Now we're going to glue S9 and S15 together at the same time. So we're going to look at those two pieces. There's S9 and S15 right there. It's basically the hair of Grandma Malka. And you can see they're on the sprue right here and here. So we're going to clip those two off. Now, careful because there's a little piece that sticks out. And if you can see this, part of this is actually part of the model. So don't cut that piece off. Just cut right in the middle where this little gate. You can even kind of twist it off if it's easier. That way you're not taking that piece off. And it doesn't look like it has anything like that here. Trim the sprue pieces. There's a little bit of a mold line. You can just scrape that with the side of your, or the back of your X-Acto, whichever is easiest. It's a little safer to use the back. Now note that there's little pieces of plastic. Can you see that little tiny piece? Don't cut that off. That's part of the model. So it says to glue these together at the same time. Let's dry fit it first. Yep, this is the hair. So we're going to see how that dry fits onto the model. Yep, see how it fits. And you're going to see exactly where to put the glue on that side. Yep. Okay, so let's take that off. We're going to put glue all the way around here. On top of that. And then we need to put these two together. Ooh, see this tray? It's already paying off. Oops, I need to cut this little piece off before. Now note that the model here has the glue. It's already starting to, it's not going to dry, but it's going to start disintegrating that model ASAP. Okay, so put those two together gently, and then put that on here. and give it a little squeeze so that all those little gaps are tight. Yep, that looks really good. I'm just going to wipe off a little excess glue with my finger there. There we go. That's Grandma Malka on the throne. Put that back in my little cup. And then it says, let's cross this part of the directions off. All right, so we did S. Now there's other parts of S here. These pieces. Let me check and make sure that I didn't skip. Assemble S. S26 and S10. Okay, so this looks like it's not on the directions. So I'm going to go ahead and find these three parts that are in. First of all, I'm going to cross these two off because we just finished those two. S26, S56, and S10. I think I need to do that next because it does not say in the directions anything about that. Wait, oh, no, I lied. S10, S26. That means, oh, and there's S56. Okay, so do not touch these ones in the box yet because we're not ready for those. This is why you want to read all the directions before. I have saved you. All right, assemble part C, D, E, F, G. Okay, so let's do C is first. It's this guy, and each of these pieces has their own pieces. This is where these little cups are going to come in handy. I'm going to put Malka over here because we don't need that just yet. And we're going to start building C, 28, 29, and 30. So I think they're all in the same place on the 28, 29, and 30. I'm going to use my handy dandy. Oh, we forgot to cross off Malka as well. I'm going to go ahead and do that. All the S's that we just did. And I know it seems like it's a lot of extra little work, but trust me, as we start, oops, no, not that one. As we start narrowing these down, it gets so much easier to see. S15 stays. We haven't got to the S56 stays. The S10 stays. Okay. I think that's it. Yep. Okay. So now we're looking for C. So we just scan down here to see if we can find C30. Is this guy right here. Yep. Right here. And be careful where you're cutting because he does have a little wrist there. I'm going to put that in a cup. C30 and cross that off on here. It's already easier for me to see. Here's C29. He's right here. It's like a puzzle, right? And as you're gathering your puzzle pieces, you're crossing them off your list, which makes it much easier to find other puzzle pieces later on. And there was one more C28. See, they're all in different places they're all in different places on the spruce. Oh, let's stick that back on there. Which is why it's so important that I have things tacked back on so that I don't forget where they came from. I don't have a lot of working memories with things like that because of the ADHD. So this is going to be a very ADHD friendly tutorial for any of our neurodivergent friends. Cut all the spray off that, but not too much. He's got a little bit on his feet rather. And again, I'm going to look carefully to see where that piece is. Right here. And the last little piece. See how small that is? That's why these little cups are so nice. Okay, so we're going to, cut. I just dropped my knife. Okay, I'm back. So, looking at C, we're going to build C together. You can see how he looks like when he's all put together. So we're going to take the head piece and the torso body piece. I'm going to dry fit it first. I always get ahead of myself. Make sure it fits. Good. And then we're going to put on the glue. It's better to have a little bit less glue than too much, because like I said, it will glob all over the model, and it will also disintegrate the model too. And a little goes a long way. See, I'm wiping off the excess. All right, and then he's got another arm part right here. Just a dot, 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 not a lot. And you can see how that goes right on there. You might actually want to super glue that if you haven't already. There we go. Yeah. When you look at the diagram, it looks right. Okay. That's how it looks. That's C. All right, next one is D, and he just has two pieces, D31 and D32. Let's cross off C completely. And then I also like to go over here, and I'm going to cross that part off because I just finished that on step 5. Now we're going to do D, D31 and 32. See if I can find it easily on this sprue. There's 32 right here. Just going to twist him because there's a little bit of a piece that's on his neck, and you want to keep that piece on there. Put that in a second cup. 31. Let's look at our sheet. Sometimes it's just so much easier for me to skim down here to find the letters. We just got D32. And then he's probably on this side. There it is, D31 on the opposite side. It's this little arm right in this corner. Cross that out. There it is right there. Okay, now I want to keep that in the cup so I don't lose it. Just make sure to file off all my little sprue scars. Carefully go on this one. Alright, and he just has this little bit of glue right here under this arm piece. Just like that. Okay? Now, because we can, I'm going to mark the bodies as well with a Sharpie. I should have mentioned that you should probably get a Sharpie. We're going to put C on the back of it, and this one is D. You'll be able to paint right over this when you prime it. So, and it will be a huge help when you're building it. Also, if you have to stop in the middle, you've got these and they're not mixed up. All right, we got our D built, so let's cross off D. And then there's E, which has 3 pieces again. Looks like 2 arms and a torso. I'm going to go over here, A, B, C, D, E. All of the E pieces are over here. Here's E66 right here. Up in this corner. Oh, this one right there. Whoop. I can put that in the cup. And then we've got E67, which is right here. So both the arm pieces are not too far away from each other. There we go. And the last one is going to be E68, which is going to be this guy right here. This one right there. And again, he's got a thing coming off his neck. I'm just going to clip it right there. And then his feet. Don't clip his toes. Okay. Good. Make sure these don't have any little extra pieces like this one. That little scar. The pieces are so tiny. Okay. I'm going to put the small one on first. It looks like it goes right here. Make sure to, does it go there? Let's do the bigger one first. Let's dry fit it. Oh yeah, that's awesome. So that fits right there. Nice. Excess glue in this piece. I'm just going to look real quick at the model just to see. Okay, he's kind of there. It'll fit just like that. It's going out at that angle. And I'm going to mark him with an E because this is E. See? And then we're going to cross him off. Good, good, good. And then we're going to go ahead and cross off D and E. Now F. So we're going to get all the way through to, so F, G, H, skipping I, because we already built I. J, I'm skipping K. K's in step 8. And then L, M, N, and we're skipping O, and then going P, Q, R. Okay. Let's go ahead and I'm going to do F, G, and H. Okay. F is F40, F41, and F43. Let's see. See, now that we have less and less on the sprue, things get a little bit easier to find. There's F40. Put that in the cup. Sometimes it's on the opposite side. I'm going to look at my little list and cross that off actually. F40. There's F41. It's just like half a person here. Let's get F41. And F43. Oop! Oh, and he jumped right in the cup. All right, let's go ahead and look. Cross that off. F43. Yeah. Okay, so there's just 3 pieces on that. Trim the feet. Notice that there's a little bend here. You've got to be careful about that. Cool. Okay. Do the other pieces real quick. Just making sure there's yeah. See how there's a little thing coming off this guy's neck as well? This fits into the base, so we don't want to cut that off. But we do want to just smooth out some of the other pieces. Uh-oh. See how this guy fell off? This is where I had him over here. He's G. We'll do him in a minute. At least get through G so that way he is cut off. All right. A little bit of glue on the top and on the ledge there. Again, excess glue. Try to smush it a little bit so that it doesn't feel like there's a big gap there. Oh. Okay, and then this arm, he only has one arm, fits just kind of going across his face like that. Is there an arm missing? Hold on. G35. He does show there is another arm maybe. Interesting. Oh wait, no, that's 34. 33. We missed 33. I knew there was something. G34 we got. G35 we got. There it is, G33. Over in the corner. There it is. This is why you want to check. You want to double check your pieces, because if the diagram shows that it looks like he's got 2 arms, then that way you don't miss anything. Okay. In the cup. This is weird. Where does this arm go? Hold on. Cut. Okay. It goes. Wait a minute, am I building G? Yeah, I'm building G. Huh. Oh, you have to turn it so that it's an upside down, so that the elbow is going up. I think. No, that's not right. What? Oh, is this H? No, it's G. There might be a mistake. feel like there was a mistake. So I'm stuck because this piece does not fit on this guy. Let's double check to make sure we pulled the right piece off. G33. I feel like H. Let's just leave him in the cup because he's a quandary. I'm not really sure if that piece actually goes to him. So let's build H because I feel like there's a couple pieces messed up on this sprue. And we'll figure it out. That's why this is so important here. Let's mark him with H with G, just because we know he's G at least. And we'll just keep him in that cup separate. All right, let's pull H 36, 37, 38, and 39. Okay, here's H 36. Here we've got another little cup. This might be the swapped piece. H 36. Let's just do something real quick. I'm going to trim this little sprue piece. Be really careful doing this. Let's see if this fits better. No, it still doesn't. Let's leave that in there. All right. H. Oh, you know what I just found? I think I just accidentally built H. This is H. Because this body says G. Let me look at my diagram. I think I did it. I think I built H, which is why I was confused. Yep, this is G35. All right, let's try this again. Got the stick tack off. This is the G arm. Oh, it doesn't have a piece. Hold on a second. Oh, this is, okay, I figured it out. Might have to rewind a little bit. This is actually F, right? C, D, E, F. So this guy is not, and you can just take just a little alcohol and a little swab if you need to erase anything. Just a little bit of alcohol and some cotton. And look at this. I'll wipe off that permanent marker. All right, so this is actually F. I apologize to anybody if I messed you up. Hopefully we edit this and put that in the right order. F only has 2 parts. Let's just make sure that's correct. No, he had 3. Sorry, F had, yeah. So we built F and then I crossed him off too early. G is the next guy, which we're pulling off the parts for G next. G33, G34, and G35. So we've got 33 and 35 in there, and now we need G34. Let's check this. Did I already cross it off? Yep, here it is. G34. Ah, I didn't pull it off the sprue yet, though. I crossed it off, but I didn't pull it off the sprue. All right. Now, if you've never built a complex model before, you will understand now how frustrating and crazy it can get. Yeah, this is G. The other one was F. That's why I got confused. Because that arm, he's finished actually, so we can put him in the other cup. And then this arm, actually, no wonder. So I kept trying to put a right arm, or a left arm, sorry, on the wrong side. Oops. And that goes across. And just like that. So we're going to write G on the back of this one. Oh, this was an H, right? Yeah. Let me double check. Yep. Yeah, that one didn't have a G. So this was our H arm that's in here. Okay, so we're going to cross off all the G's. Yep. Okay, yep, that's H36, which we have already got. Let me make sure that I got it already. There's H37. We'll pick that. Wait, it's this one. H37. Okay. H39. It's these legs. Oh, we got an arm that fell off. Pretty sure that this is an I, but we're going to figure out where it is on the sprue and try to attach it back. Ah, it goes over here. So I'm just going to take some stick tack. It's S26. And I'm just going to stick this back over there just in case, because I don't want to lose it. All right. So we're still on the H's. Did we get the? We didn't get this bottom part of the torso. Got it. There's H38. This is it right here. And H36, which we already got. Okay, let's get H38, which is this torso right there. What I recommend is that you watch this whole thing and then put it together. I know a lot of people won't do that, but I think you'll save yourself some frustration if you do. Oh no, this doesn't work. I pulled the wrong torso off. All right, we're going to switch. I did. I pulled off the O, so we're going to put that one back on with the sticky tack. See, this is why the sticky tack is going to come in handy in case we take the wrong one off. I'm just going to stick that back on there and then take this one off, the one next to it. See how there's a little piece coming off? Just twist that. There we go. See how that's very important. So I told the people at Wicked Foundations Games that I make mistakes, but hopefully you learn from my mistakes. There we go, and we can stick that right together. He does have some mold lines between his legs, so you're just going to take the side of your X-Acto, scrape that away. Or not. I mean, no one's going to... It's your model. You don't have to remove mold lines if you don't want to. Some people think that that's like a must. It really comes down to if it fits together and you don't care that it's there, then that's all that matters. All right, I have the arm here. Let's go ahead and dry fit that real quick. Yep, crosses kind of just under his chin. There we go. Flip it. Put a little glue right under his armpit. Oh, I see a little piece of sprue that needs to be removed. Those sprue scars do mostly need to be removed to really have good fit. The mold lines are not going to matter nearly as much. I'd worry more about a gap than I would a mold line, to be fair. All right, there we go. So this is H. Let me double check my chart. Yep, it is H. Put him in the cup. There we go. We skip I. Remember, we're going to go straight to J. Let's go over here. Mark off those 3. Now we're on J. We can mark off E, C, D, G, H, F. Okay. All right, we're going to go to J. There's 3 pieces, 57, 58, 59. There it is at the top. There's J59. It's right here. Right there. Put that in the cup. It's getting much easier to find things now that there's J58 right here. Now that we're crossing things off as we go. Right over here near the center of the sprue. Put that in the cup. And one more J. There it is on the bottom. Right here, this little leggy. There it is. You can just work it off there. And again, cut all the little scars off so that things will be fit well. Got one more on his foot. Nope, it doesn't. All right. So he's got 2 legs. So there's this one, kind of just 2 flat areas that glue together. Yipes. Put that right up against there. just going to need to hold that one for a little bit. See? Make sure the two spots right here are flat. This should be flat right here. And then his arm, we're going to dry fit it first. I think. Yeah. I gotta cut that little piece off. Oh, you know why? That goes down. Yeah, it's a good thing we dry fit because he's got a hand in the middle of his leg there, and the shoulder fits to that hand. This is tricky. I feel like you should feel like there's another piece, but it doesn't. Okay, see how the pectoral muscle attaches right to the front here. Put a little glue right there, a little one on that, little drop on that hand, and it kind of put the pectoral muscle on there, and then attach the hand, and then it'll fit. It'll sit real nice that way. There we go. And that one we're going to mark J. Okay. Next one is L. L is that guy over here. It's another sitter. These are all sitting ones. All right, let's look at our diagram real quick. We're going to cross off these. It looks like we skipped to L. So L is L2, L17, 18, and L74. Do not ask me what the thinking was on those numbers. It doesn't make sense to me. Okay, L2. I'm going to look at our diagram again. Remember, it's getting easier. Here's L17, this little leg. Put in the cup. L74 is this little arm right here. See it right here? Cup. Don't see anything on that side. And then we've got L18 right over here. Let's see, it's this piece right there. Oh, see how that's coming off? Gotta be careful. Here it is, L18 right there. And how many pieces are in L? 4 pieces in L. Yep. Last piece is L2 right here. So it's this guy right there. All right, we've got 4 pieces. Cut off all little screw scars. If you want to be super exact, this is the kind of thing that you would use your little file set on. I'm not using the file set right now, but it's mostly to save time on the video because you don't need to see me filing every little piece. But you can do it if you want. It's very meditative. Last little arm piece, if I can get that out. There we go. Okay. Let's take that upper torso. Let's do the legs actually first because they fit together. See how they fit together in the in and outie. Let's put put the glue on the innie. Just a little bit, dot, 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 not a lot. Fit that together. Give it a squeeze. And then we can put glue on the top. And put the torso on. See how he's bent over? And then lastly, this arm. Let's dry fit it first. Does his arm. Hold on, I'm going to look at the diagram again just to make sure. Oh. It goes L74. Let me look closer. I don't really see. Oh. It kind of goes a little bit back. See how they fit together like this? That little cup, it almost gets glued to the side of his body. Well, it does get glued to the side of the body. But it almost disappears because of that. See how it disappears back there? And you can't see it as well in the diagram. This is L. Remember we skipped K. There's L. So now we're going to cross off L. Okay. And I'm going to pause it right here. So we're going to cut and I'm going to take a break because that's a lot.